You're here because you want to become a successful freelancer, but you're stuck. You're probably thinking, I just don't know enough about copywriting yet. I need to take a copywriting skills course and just know more before I can put myself out there and start pitching. I know what it's like to feel completely overwhelmed by the sheer amount of information and conflicting voices out there, and to just be paralyzed and stuck in inaction because you fear that you're not ready. But the truth is, you do not need to know everything to get started. You just need to know enough. This training is a challenge to stop overthinking and doubting yourself and get out there and start taking action. I'm going to show you the absolute basics of what you need to know about copywriting and marketing so that you're ready to get out there and start pitching confidently. It's a crash course in the essentials, the bare essentials of what you need to take the leap. And let's get one thing straight. I definitely was not always a successful self-employed freelancer. I too had to start somewhere. My journey into the world of freelance copywriting came in the most unexpected way. It was through getting a high pressure sales job out of college. By age 27, I was making six figures. I paid off all of my student loan debt, but I was miserable and dying inside. Like many of you, I really just wasn't cut out for a corporate job. Being employed traditionally was just draining for my soul. And when you try hard at anything you don't like to do, the inevitable happens. You burn out. And I wound up quitting my six-figure sales job with no backup plan. And it was only then, when I was collecting unemployment and actually had time to breathe and think straight, that I finally took the leap to become a self-employed writer. I'd always wanted to be a writer. I majored in English in college, but I didn't think that there was a way to make good money. I knew I wasn't going to go into journalism. I knew I wasn't going to write a best-selling novel to pay my bills. So I just really ruled writing out as one of those dream careers. However, when I actually did the research and went down the rabbit hole and understood what content writing and copywriting was, I knew that it was a practical career field if I could just figure out how to get my foot in the door effectively. I realized that the communication skills that I had been learning for the past like 7 or so years in my sales career, such as communicating with clients, doing cold outreach, opening up conversations, networking, all of those skills that I had been learning were actually going to create this shortcut and make landing my first high paying freelance client in 30 days a possibility. I definitely went into it thinking I'm just going to send out a bunch of cold pitches and see if this actually works. If not, I'm going to have to start applying for sales jobs again. Luckily, I never had to go back to my 9 to 5. I started making a full-time freelance income within 4 months. Granted, it was definitely not as high of a salary as my sales job, but I knew that if I could just land one client, that I could rinse and repeat that until I was making what I wanted to be making. Today, I run a six-figure freelance business. I have written for notable tech clients like Thinkific, DocuSign, Zapier, all from the comfort of my home. And because freelancing allowed me to have so much free time, I started my digital products business. I started my brand, paidcopywriter.com. I created a course called 30 Days to Paid where I teach and mentor other freelance writers. But it all started with that first freelance client, that first cold pitch that actually got a positive response. Listen, I know what you're thinking. I can't pitch copywriting clients yet. I just don't know enough. I'm here to tell you that that's actually not true. Your biggest hurdle right now is not your lack of knowledge. It is your mindset. There's people out there who actually know less than you, who are doing what you want to do just because they've given themselves the permission to do it messy, get out there, maybe look stupid, maybe mess up a little bit, but they're getting paid. Because what you need is not more knowledge and copywriting skills. What you need is the confidence to actually put yourself out there with what you do know. I know the type of person you are. You've looked into freelance writing. You're taking the time to watch this because you've learned enough about copywriting and content writing to the point where you know you want to do this. And I'm going to challenge you throughout this training to really acknowledge that you have enough skills already versus filling your head with more and more knowledge and skill set. What you need is the willingness to learn as you go.